of Legends, and it's time to teach them the meaning of fear.
Behold the light of the Shadow Isles.
So, on that note, you can see I am jungling. I had to finally queue up either jungle or mid to get back in here. As for my runes and masteries, I am running 1 crit red, scaling armor yellows, 8 attack speed reds, 6 scaling MR blues, 3 scaling CDR blues, and movement speed quints because I'm friggin' Hecarim. As for my masteries, like this I'm a little torn on. This will help you initiate, but this will help you in your clear. And Hecarim has a bit of a rough time early on, so I think the 5 damage may actually help him a bit. But you can also argue his stuff is AoE, like this would only help his auto attacks. So I could see either way. Anyway, over here we have attack speed. I don't know how, if this is exclusive to AP or if ADs can use it as well. Otherwise, this may actually be worth getting. But anyway, double-edged sword for 3% increased damage, vampirism for sustain, oppressor, so if I can knock them back with my E or ult them, they take more damage. If I have red buff, that also helps. This is going to be a rough game from the look of things. Hopefully the top laner can not feed the Nasus and somewhat deny him. As for Shin, he's really overpowered right now, and I think he would have been better off, well, our last ban would have been better off with him rather than Pantheon, but oh well. Merciless for execute, dangerous game for restore because you're going to be in the middle of the enemy team. I hate to say it. Precision because you deal mixed damage. I need both magic and armor penetration. This is small amounts, but every little bit helps. Intelligence gives you a little bit of CDR, but Hecarim is so mana-gated. Oh. Hecarim is so mana-gated that I don't really think the CDR helps. It just helps with his ult, if anything, and even still, I think you're better off with this. As for Thunderlords, that's for burst. That's a little self-explanatory. And Annie support. So Cog is another one that's really overpowered at the moment. He was changed to put his attack speed on his W, so it's not going to be fun to be Jinx and Thresh down there. And if he doesn't overextend, I can't really do much for him. To make things worse, we're the blue side, so there's no tri-brush for me to slip through right here. And I can't really get behind him unless I try to ult over the wall. It's just going to be very tricky. My best gank potential is going to be in mid lane because Cassiopeia is pretty immobile. Then Nasus, if he's pushing out too far, there's some potential there, but Nautilus is just a poor pick. Unless he's going to do some sort of weird AP Nautilus thing, I just don't see Nasus getting moved out of that lane. So Deathfire Touch on cast, that makes sense. She has options. She can either go for the burst of Thunderlords, basically try to all-in you at level 2 with her poison and her Q, or she can do that and try to be more of a teamfight menace. As for Cog, Fervor is his best hands down, just because of his new W. You have very little trouble stacking it, and there's no sort of damage reduction, despite your increased attack speed and range. This is just hands down best for him. It surpasses any of the others by huge margins. As for Shin, this one, if he can actually keep landing the autos, he'll matter. But if we can kite him a little bit or just disengage somewhat, it won't be as much of a problem. As for Nasus, it's everything I feared and more. He's going to have that so he's immovable. Nautilus, I'm hoping he's going for some sort of AP Bruiser at least, because otherwise it's a free line for Nasus. As for our team, Jinx can kind of make this work because of her minigun. Once she gets some kills going, she can easily stack this and just keep running. As for Ziggs, Barrier's a little interesting. It does limit the kill potential somewhat, and we don't have an exhaust for Shin or Cog. This could be a mistake that costs us the game. Anyway, we're waiting on Cog and Annie, now just Cog, and then we're in. So I'm kind of wondering how, I don't know if they ever explained how the Sinestro Core rings work, if they feed off of the fear of the wearer or the person being attacked. But anyway, hopefully we can fear them, fear ourselves a bit, and feed this ring. Okay, yeah, Talisman is simply the best for Hecarim. As for the potions, I'm gonna try a refillable one. Going to be starting bot lane, and sadly I don't get to keep the movement speed outside of battle. Hecarim has received a ton of changes since I last played him. His passive scales with level now, I believe. Something about his mana costs were changed, and they made a bunch of nerfs on him just to try to get him out of the top lane. All in all, he probably is a little bit underpowered, but we'll see what we can do. In case you're wondering, my jungle item, this may be a little controversial, but you may have guessed it. It's going to be Runic Echoes. So if you're wondering why the ult has a 1-to-1 AP ratio, the Spirit of Dread has a decent ratio as well, plus this is all AoE. The thing is, I get mana regen from it, I get movement speed, so I also get some stuff from my passive. The advantage to the warrior is that your E and your Q will be a little bit better, and then you also get a little bit of CDR. I think Echoes is the superior choice, but we'll see. And in case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to do a full AP Hecarim or anything like that. The Echoes is going to be my only AP item. After that, I want either a Cleaver, Trinity, Deadman's Plate. We'll see. So let's get that going. Gonna need a potion ticking. We'll tick the W so I can sustain a little bit, but it's not a lot early on, unfortunately. Entirely possible Shin could have invaded, so I had to watch out for that. And right there, I believe it was the Talisman that killed them. So the neat thing about the Talisman is it actually applies its damage to everything that gets AoE'd. It's not like the Machete where only the thing you're actively attacking is getting the damage. And as a result... Whoa. I'm hoping to kill the small chickens, but there we go. So I will survive this, and then I have to go back. The question is, this will boost my healing cap to 120, but this will give me 35 damage. That gives me 40. Gonna stick to Rampage, I think. Let's grab the machete.
I do not rest.
So had I taken the E, I could actually get out a little bit more quickly, but it doesn't matter. And I should check in a not. He's going for a little bit of an AP thing, but he's not going heavy, unfortunately.
The grave calls.
I'm kind of afraid Shin's going to jump out somewhere and get first blood. Okay, we got our Thunderlord's proc. Gives him the blue buff too, that's awesome.
The shadow approaches.
Anyway, I'm gonna smite this so I can get its toadstool buff going. That will help me with my clear when I get to the camps like this where it's AoE that I need. Red buff just timed out before I can apply it, unfortunately. And I probably should have saved the W for the chicken camp, to be honest, because it's not going to be up in time. Oh yeah, the unit collision on Hecarim's E was moved, or his passive was moved onto his E. So that's one of the things that was made change to try to get him out of lane. He's supposed to be in jungle, and to be honest, he's just in a rough spot. Getting that early kill on Shin can give us a bit of a head start, and hopefully Ziggs can snowball off of that. Going for skirmishers because I'm going to need this if I want to have a slim hope of outdueling Shin. And I mean slim because of how broken he is at the moment. This should be coming up. You can see once Hecarim gets going, he can clear really, really fast.
Ride out.
Unfortunately, she's up too far for me to get anything there. Didn't really get anything on my golem buff, sadly.
Ally has been slain.
Oh, there they go.
Ally has been slain.
Oh, I should show this real quick. So the Amp Tome gives me 20 AP. You can see this has a 0.8 ratio. And since it's all AoE, it's going to help me massively in my clear. It'll be even more noticeable once I actually get a couple of extra points in there, as well as the Runic Echo.
Beyond death.
Damn. Anyway, let's get the red. Actually, golems first. I want the stun buff. Thinking about going back, though I'm a little short on gold.
Send me to battle.
If I want the Wisp, I need 25.
An enemy has been slain.
Do not rest.
Double kill.
What? Oh, it's on the wrong thing. Let's see, Jim was. There's no Artemis Gordon here, so no pre-made. There he is. And he has his Devourer. So if you didn't see, he doesn't have a red buff.
Shadow approaches.
must have taken this first. He's only got 44 CS, and yet he kind of hurts. He had barrier, he just didn't use it.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Enemy killing spree. Shut down.
Actually, I'm gonna hold on to my smite. There has to be a ward somewhere around here, unless I just got unlucky and she moved back. Anyway, let's grab a giant's belt.
I do not rest.
Ooh, good move on Zig's part.
The grave calls.
But you can see that he can stack up his spell echo pretty quickly since he's constantly spamming skills.
War is eternal.
And now this is a little gutsy. I don't have one. In reality, I'd prefer he were more focused on trying to deny Nasus rather than trying to TP gank and crap.
Ride out. I am beyond.
Gonna ward this for them. They have that, and I'm going to the dragon pit.
Team has destroyed a turret.
I don't have smite at the moment, but it will be up. Magic number is 640. And the important thing right there is I wanted to get her ult out because I can just come into the jungle and sustain. We might be able to get their tower off of that too.
I do not rest.
Anyway, let's go ahead and go back for this. I'm gonna go Boots of Swiftness, I think. That way I get more movement speed and therefore more power. Rift Herald, I don't really give a damn, but you can see my passive's now at 22% instead of 15, which is what it started at. And he took my blue. Oh well.
Their souls beg for release.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything here.
I do not rest.
Has been destroyed.
Shadow approaches. Their souls beg for release. The grave.
Oh, Jinx is dead. I was looking on the minimap trying to figure out where the hell she was. And he sated already. You can use your E to knock it around to lower its defensive stats in case you weren't aware.
An
Crap.
enemy has been slain. You have been slain.
Yeah, I can't get used to this new mouse. She got away too, I was too busy watching up here. Kind of clicking around mindlessly. He's got his Rage Blade already. I may need to get an item to inflict grievous wounds just to cut into his sustain. She can't beat him in a straight up fight. She may not actually be able to in this entire game.
An enemy has been slain.
So right there you can see his ridiculous sustain.
An ally has been slain.
I am beyond death.
Your team has destroyed.
And he's actually higher level than me, since he's just been straight farming.
Shadow approaches. Souls beg for release. Send me to battle. Ride out.
Wow. So in reality, if my team could pick a fight, they can try to use their ults to turn things around.
Ally has been slain.
Let's grab this. Let's grab a ruby crystal. I'm gonna need an MR item. Or at least some sort of hybrid one. Yeah, Nasus has free farm. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
I do not.
Damn it, Cass backed off instead of lingering around. I was hoping to get behind her and then finish her off. Jinx is way too low health for this. I'd rather get the dragon. I don't have a sheen or anything to really... Yeah, but the thing is, now if we get a chance on a tower, we might be able to take two. Kind of the dilemma, what's more valuable, a tower or a dragon, since there are arguments for both cases. I'll save you the trouble of explaining. Yeah. So, I think Cleaver is my next best bet. It's going to give me more mobility when I lean in on someone. I can shred their armor to set up Jinx. Plus CDR. My other option would be go for Trinity Force. I'd get 10 from that. Is there anything for me to lifesteal off of? Short answer is no.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Chickens are up. Healing cap is now 210. Red buff should finish that off. And the next time a team fight like that comes up, I need to recite the oath. That way they know who the boss is. In case you're wondering the way the Sinestro core works, it's Sinestro. Oops. I meant to click here. Jinx is 7-3. Nice. Let's pass this over. Shit, my red buff took it. Let me pick this off, or I can go on Thrush. That works, I guess. And I'm just gonna recall. As much as I like the potion, it's taking up inventory spot that I need for CDR items. I don't know if Nock can get top in time. He has it, I think. 1 minute on drag.
I am beyond death. Send me to battle.
Now, unfortunately, this time I don't have the potion to fall back on, so I have to foot it out. I was hoping there'd be a small camp up that I could lifesteal off of, but oh well.
I do not rest.
Dragon 3 is pretty valuable for me because I scale off movement speed. Damn! I'm just gonna go over there.
Ride out.
Right now is one of those moments where it'd be really nice to have a Sheen. But I need another 1,000 gold for that. They may surrender after that one. Stopping here to lifesteal a bit. You can see my health going up. Yeah, that's the end of the game. In blackest day, in brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who stand against what's right beware his power, Sinestro's might. So in the end, A+ rank, you can see the stats there. I wasn't really the team's primary damage source, but I took a beating for them, and it definitely paid off time and time again. Had more gold than both Nut and Thresh. I was lagging behind Jinx and Ziggs a bit. Sucks I was only an A+, because that felt like a pretty good game. Anyway, we're going to call it quits for now. Hecarim in the jungle. I got to jungle after who the hell knows how long. And you also got to see the Yellow Lantern skin, and we taught them the meaning of fear, and Sinestro's might. So anyway, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.